I'm Maddie.
And I'm Ryan White. All trail.
And we like to start off by saying that we call our class STEAM instead of STEM because we feel as if art is just as important as the rest of the concepts of it. So that, and what we do in our class is we create therapeutic devices that assist the PI, physically impaired students in our district, out of cardboard. And the process of how we do this is we basically have our physical therapist of our district, Amy Nicholas. She comes in and tells us what she needs, and then we brainstorm and come up with ideas on how we can create these things using STEAM, our processes and all of that, to create the best devices that we can to assist these kids and make their lives easier.
The number one thing we learn is service learning, like learning how to treat our community, and this is the whole point of this contest, is Solve for Tomorrow. By noting the physically impaired and how they need therapeutic devices to assist their disabilities, it's something that needs to be in our community. So by using cardboard, it's eco-friendly, it saves thousands, and the strength of it is incredible. You can use it for more than just therapeutic devices.
We'd like to note that our backboard of our presentation board is actually a full sheet of cardboard that we use in the process of constructing our therapeutic devices. And when we're talking about strength of the cardboard, we went to TSI Engineering, they are geotechnical engineers there, and they showed us using a machine that tested structures of certain concretes and stuff, just how strong 12 layers of cardboard layered together and glued properly really can be. And we found that it can hold up to 1,400 pounds, 12 layers itself. And that's what we do for strength, to make our devices and make sure they're safe and sound for the physically impaired kids.
So I'm going to go into detail about how our process works. So this is a full sheet of cardboard. So we layer one down and we glue each layer. So right here you can see we're spreading the glue onto the sheets, and then after we're done spreading the glue, we'll lay another sheet of cardboard down. That would be 12 layers to create a system device. That right there, the sheet of cardboard, that's only 3 layers, and if you feel how strong, it feels like a piece of wood. So yeah.
We also like to say how this, in fact, is not a prototype. This is actually a real device that we are borrowing from one of our physically impaired students, so we need to get this back to them after this. But we don't just make prototypes. We make actual devices that are being used every day by these students, and we have been for the past 2 years now, and we'll continue to keep making them. And 40 students next year, and the year after that, we'll be in this class, and we'll keep making these devices for these students.
We also do teams in our class. So there's typically around 4 groups in our class because it's a semester class, so it's only half a year. But we have a design coordinator, which is like the leader of the group, to keep the group on task and make sure everyone's doing their job, and to use teamwork and responsibility. But the number one thing that is hard for us is the lack of technology. The lack of technology is we always have to draw blueprints by hand. It's not always to scale, so sometimes we can mess up, but the thing about cardboard is it's recyclable, and if we do mess up, you can recycle it and start all over again. But would any of you like to come sit on this just to see how much it can hold?
Yes.
But the therapeutic, what it does, this you can rotate around the bottom, so if you want to swivel it, that strengthens their core. And Josh, one of the PI students, he has spina bifida, and this helps him strengthen his core, and he can't walk properly without canes. So he likes to sit on this while he does his homework, and it's very fun for him to sit on it rather than just a regular chair. But while he's working on his homework, he can also get therapeutic.
We make all of these devices in several different sizes. We customize them to meet the student's specific needs and likes. For example, that chair that you're sitting on there is, we painted it yellow and green because we asked Josh what colors he would like it to be, and we made it to fit his specific needs. And we have all kinds of these chairs in different sizes too. We have some that fit high school level age and middle school level age, and then that one for obviously pre-K and elementary.
So what you're saying is that's not Nick's size. Probably not quite. It
If
worked.
you liked it, then
It
there you go.
worked. I would love to know, as we open up the questions here, what are some other examples of adaptive devices that you guys have created? This one you said is for a student with spina bifida. What are some other disabilities that these devices have helped with?
Some of the other disabilities that they've helped with, for example, is cerebral palsy, which one of our students here, Mercedes, has. And we made a device, we made specific devices to help these needs. For example, for Mercedes' cerebral palsy, we made a thing called a prone stander, and it helps with like spinal reconstruction. How's that word? Is it? It just helps her basically stand up straight because she can't stand straight on her own. So this device really assists her in making her life easier because she can crawl up it on her own. And she likes to stand and talk with her friends and do her work on the desk on the top of it. All these devices are made to make their lives easier.
So cool.
Well, before we open it up to the judge, that truly is like a piece of board. If I was strong enough, she could stand up.
And that's just 3 layers. Again, we make it 12 layers.
12 layers. And test and learn, what's the science that you explored to get to this?
Okay, the science behind the cardboard is in between each like sheet of paper, I guess you could say, there's corrugation, which is like little like humps inside the sheet of paper. And what this does is create structure for the layers. And inside is hollow. Some of it is hollow, so it makes it lightweight and easy to work with. But it is also durable because of the structure inside of it and the corrugation.
And I mean, obviously, if it's layered up enough, cardboard is engineered to be durable and strong like it is. And when we layer 12 layers together, it makes it even more strong and durable than it originally is itself.
You know, it's funny, as an HGTV buff, you should know, there are so many cool mid-century designs that used cardboard in furniture making back in the 50s and the 60s, and it's interesting how they've kind of gone by the wayside, but what an economical source to be able to help out all of your fellow students. Well, judges, what kinds of questions do you guys have? Let's start with James.
So, your cardboard is really strong, and have you like looked at other options to do with this? I mean, besides what you're doing, which is phenomenal, but other extensions from that. I mean, because I'm sure that Nick feels like his abs are much tighter now from that experience on that chair. You know, I mean, have you thought about other places that you could take it?
Yeah, we have before, but the thing about cardboard that's good about it is we can use that in a way that makes it easier for other places to do it too. So not just our community can do it now, other places can take this idea from us and use cardboard, which is a very simple thing to get, that we can make. We can get it from our cafeteria when they deliver oranges and stuff, but it makes it easier for other places to do it, and yeah.
It's pretty practical because you can find cardboard anywhere. You can go to your school cafeteria, you can get it out of the waste bin, and if we didn't like use these cardboard, it would go to waste. It would go to landfills and it would pollute the earth. So by taking the cardboard and putting it to assistive devices, it gives it a much greater use. But I also want to take a look. So some of our assistive devices are very hard to price because it is customable, like it's one of a kind to that person. Some of them, like this chair, can help many people, but it's for Josh, practically. But anyways, if you look right here, the total cost savings is $23,515. But that's only from we saw a catalog with therapeutic devices that were worth thousands of dollars that the school couldn't get any otherwise. So,
Now, as you said before, because these are customized to the student's specific needs and likes, they can't be priced. And the way we come up with this price is we found devices that do basically the exact same thing that cost lots of money, and we've saved this much in just 2 years alone. And when our projects continue to be made, it's going to save us a lot for our district while it's helping these kids as well.
So it must be really gratifying to see what you've built for these students in use. And how many requests do you receive? to build for the school?
Well, in total so far, we've made 24 assistive devices, not counting the semesters. And our physical therapist in our district requests them, but now Mr. Weidman has announced to us that we are getting requests from other schools all over the state of Missouri for devices to be made for us, or for them, by us, out of cardboard. And it's really cool to see all the physically impaired students' faces light up when they get these new devices that really make their lives a lot easier.
Shane?
Is there also a benefit of just going to someone who does need help and actually building a product for them, interacting with them, going to them and saying, do you want to be a part of the process?
Well, you wouldn't on a normal basis go to a different school, because we are in a middle school and we go to Londell, which is an elementary school, and that's where the physically impaired students go. But once I figured out that cardboard is way stronger than ever expected, it can do a lot. And physically impaired students is just one step. We can go even further if the technology helps us, getting a program for the blueprints, putting on the scale, but when I gave this to Josh, his face lit up and he dropped his canes and wanted to run over there and start swirling on it, because there was one before this, but it was just a prototype. So.
Ted?
Can you talk a little bit about the design process you use when a teacher comes to you with a new idea? And can you also talk a little bit about how you resolve any conflicts that may arise while you're doing the design?
So our teacher of our STEAM class, Mr. Weber over there, taught us that quantity is better than quality. And why that is because when we have, as we said before, we work in groups. So when our physical therapist comes to us and tells us what she needs, we all come up with ideas to make our projects the best we can. And then whether they collide or not, we can work off of those ideas to make one quantity or quality goal, which in the end becomes our final project.
Nick?
Okay, so I was a biologist, not an engineer. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's called tensile strength. That's the strength of any material, correct? Something like that. So we're all learning, right? Is there a different tensile strength for recycled cardboard as opposed to cardboard that is purchased? And can you use both? Is it possible to then take what already is recycled cardboard and make this product? Because this is awesome.
Yeah, so when we first started this class, when he started it last year, he had no idea. He just got handed what STEM was to him. Our principal said, hey, can you do a STEM class? He's like, sure, but he didn't know what to do. So when he got inspired by a website and he saw that they were making cardboard, stuff out of cardboard, he said, okay, well, I need to get cardboard. So he went to the school cafeteria, he went to other classrooms, which then our project became known. It became more popular. By making it more popular, more students wanted to get into the class. And more students, there's more parents, there's more jobs that have cardboard. So we currently get donated from a parent of a student that was in last year. They donate sheets of cardboard like this, and it's still cardboard, the recycled cardboard that was used is still as good as this, but we prefer this cardboard because it's much easier to work with.
And I have one more question. I can't help myself. I would love to hear a description from you guys about how the vibe in the classroom is different now when you get to walk in and see these kids who have these very specific needs, and they're able to sit upright, they're able to stand up, they're able to swivel their chair, or do all of the things that before they weren't able to do.
Well, Mercedes, her and I relate because we're both girls and we both like girly things. So she always asks me to, we have two prone standers, so she always asks me to stand in the other one while we play iPad or play a puzzle. So it's really nice to know that someone appreciates the project and appreciates the class and what we do. It's a very humbling experience.
Not only does it really affect the physically impaired kids as they're getting devices that make their lives easier, but I feel like it also really affects the class as they learn valuable life lessons about helping others, and then when we do deliver our devices, they really get to feel this and see this because they see just how much easier it makes these physically impaired kids' lives. And it makes me feel great that I get to be a part of helping in creating these devices that help them. And I know it does a lot of the other kids too, because they come in with a better attitude about it, and they're like, this is great. And it really is. It really is great.
And have you been asked to make duplicates? Like the kids love them so much they want one for at home?
Definitely. We're actually doing that right now in our class. A kid, Drew, has a specialized chair that helps him sit upright, and he does so well in it that his mom has asked us to make him one for home, so we're currently making one for him at home right now.
Nice. Well, Dakota and Madison, let's give them a big round of applause.